Hey Sheri, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for joining me today to talk about your experiences in the program. Do you want to share a little bit about what you do and where you're based?
Yeah, so I am the founder and director of InReach Speech Language Therapy in Portland, Oregon. We have kind of a unique therapy delivery model in that we go into homes and we really focus on building connections and creating functional change for our patients in their home environments.
Or maybe a bus in the future.
Yeah, and maybe a bus in the future. Yes.
So, why did you choose the program?
Because I was just starting out, really at the very beginning of my journey with private practice, and I really needed that sense of connection and a new perspective, and to really understand what to do when starting a huge venture like this, and having the community also to support me and help talk me through some things that were difficult.
Yeah. So, do you want to share a little bit more about the challenges you were facing when we first met? Because you just started out, but you build quite quickly, but you weren't working with ideal clients, were you?
No, I mean, I really was just accepting whoever I could find. And whenever I first started out, it really was in this mental freeze and, just almost feeling like I was begging, like, please take my services, instead of valuing myself and what I have to offer. So yeah, that's definitely a struggle that I was with when we first started.
Yeah. And what did you have any fears or reservations about coming into the program before you joined?
Did you say reservations?
Yeah.
I think I I I don't know if I had any real reservations, because I understood that the program could offer me something that would take me a really long time to maybe find tiny pieces to fit together and not even see the whole picture. So I didn't have a lot of reservations. I think maybe the only reservation was money, because I had just started out.
Yeah.
And I wasn't, generating a lot of revenue yet.
Mm-hmm.
But that would really be it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what were you hoping joining the Mastermind would do for you in your business?
At first I was looking for more of a marketing perspective, since I had just started. And I felt that I didn't know anything about marketing, and I'm not a salesperson, and the basic things that you go through in your mind when you first start doing this. But over time I realized that it was really about getting that perspective with being a business owner, and understanding different directions, options available to me, things like that. So at first I was like, I need some public marketing, but it ended up being like a whole new, like, here's the world,
Yeah. So what impact has the program had on your business? Where are you now? From that being just you and getting towards being full, where are you at now?
Yeah, so now I have 6 employees.
Yeah.
We just met the target for the number of patients that I was looking for in the whole practice. And I think I had set that number in November, and I had to really ramp it up. Now I'm looking at more about tripling that number. And
staff members starting this month, right?
Yes, I have 3. I have 3 new therapists starting on my team this month. And I would say, like, some of the most valuable things that I got from the program was figuring out who I was as a business owner. And so there's a lot of soul support, I think, within the program. So who I was as a business owner, how to market to people to work for me, by understanding really what our mission, my philosophy was, and how to make that into a cohesive idea that I could express over the internet to someone looking for a job. So,
yeah, totally. Yeah. And what so we were just talking before we started recording this about how you've gone through a real evolution from your capacity point of view, from being, I would say, at a point where you had a good number of clients early on, and then it got really, 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 really crazy, and like the business started to really eat into your life, which is a really common thing for people. But you've really stripped that back, and you were just saying that you're going to cease seeing clients from a couple of weeks so you can focus on being director. How has the program supported you to go through that evolution and come out the other side really quickly? Like some people stay in that for years, and you know, you're 4 months in and like, okay, I've moved through it and I'm ready to go. Like the program helped with that?
Yes, I think your tough love was very helpful, actually. Because I'm like, you know what, you're right. I am sabotaging myself by trying to take on all of these different roles. And, you know, at the same time, we also had a huge ice storm and we were without electricity for a while. I mean, like for 5 days, and I was trying to run the business from my cell phone in my car. Like it was, it was extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like huddled up, like with my phone. I'm trying to run a business. But yeah, I mean, you know, making it through that, and coming out the other side and having like more confidence and more direction, more purpose, more perspective. I think that's really what I got from the mastermind. And it was through the meetings every week. It was through talking with you. It was through you know, looking at a lot of the curriculum that's online. I didn't get through all the videos, and I still haven't, and that's okay.
Totally fine. You get what you need. I always say that.
Yeah. So I think, you know, I did get what I needed. It got me into a headspace that I could catch on to really quickly and say, okay, there's the light. Go that way.
Yeah. Because definitely there were times in the middle of the program where you were not seeing any light. And I remember like, just come on the call, Sheri, stay with me and we will get you to the light.
Yes, it was tough.
You have that exponential growth that you've seen. I mean, how many client sessions are you doing a week now?
Me specifically, or in the practice?
Business.
Weekly we do 73. Among the whole team.
Yeah.
And then I've pared down my caseload quite a bit. I now only have 11 visits a week, and my team does the rest.
But that's, you know, from 0 to that in 6 months, basically, like that's exponential growth, and it's difficult to manage that growth. So, you know, it's a testament that you've moved through it. And it's hard, like it's exciting, but also, especially as a mum, that's a lot of balls and stuff to juggle, right?
Oh my gosh, yes. And I probably, I'm going to close my email real quick so it doesn't interrupt us. But yeah, I probably couldn't have done that without the support of my husband. He's pretty amazing. And also the fact that my son is older made it easier. If he was younger and I didn't have a supportive person in my life, then it would have been almost impossible, I think. Yeah.
So what impact has completing the mastermind had on your family, do you think? Family life?
On my family life? Well, I've talked with my husband about conversations with you a lot. I'm like, well, you know, she says I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this. And, you know, Jason's like, yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea, or that's a really good idea, or, you know, because I think there was at one point I was uncomfortable with the idea of having a lot of money, because I grew up in poverty, you know, so it's hard for me to wrap my mind around that. And one of the pieces of advice that you gave me was to make friends with rich people, basically.
Normal for you. Yeah,
to normalize it. So I think, you know, that the impact on my family has been having those conversations with Jason, but also by extension, me pulling back and taking off a lot of the pressure on myself to complete things all alone has freed up my time to be with my family in the way I want to be there.
Yeah, and that's just going to improve more and more as you step into the director level role that you just spoke about, and see yourself less and less trying to be a director and a therapist. So you will get that time back. It'll be a lovely summer.
Yeah, it will be a lovely summer.
What would you say to anybody thinking about joining the mastermind, Sheri?
Wait, ask me that again.
What would you say to people thinking about joining the mastermind?
Oh, I would say absolutely do it. I've already actually passed your name along to a couple of other SLPs I know who are building their own private practices, because on the face of it, the marketing is absolutely, the marketing advice is absolutely helpful, and obviously comes from a place of mastery that I think would be difficult to get to just as a speech therapist, or probably impossible. But it's a whole lot more than that, like a whole lot more than that. There's a lot of soul searching and support, and like a non-judgmental supportive space where you can come in and say, this is what I'm struggling with, and problem solving for some really significant barriers and challenges that you face as someone just starting out with a business. So it's more than marketing. You should do it. That's what I say.
So I was just going to say what was most surprised you, but I think that you probably just said that it was more than the marketing you were expecting. So anything else that surprised you?
I guess kind of watching the journeys of the other private practice owners that were in the group, and kind of seeing them morph into feeling more confident with doing certain things, or really shifting their perspective to a place of that honored what they were looking to accomplish. That was pretty cool to see.
Yeah. That's what I get to see for all of you, but it's nice for you guys to see it for each other too. What was your biggest takeaway now that you've completed the program?
To be gentle with myself.
Yeah. I'm glad that was yours.
Yeah, to be gentle with myself, and to understand that I do have the capacity for a whole lot, but I don't have to use all of it all the time. But then also, a lot of the information about finding my ideal client, or information about how to navigate LinkedIn and use that to make contacts, the one-liners, things like that, just things that you don't usually think of whenever you're first starting. Those were really helpful, and I fully intend to get through that curriculum with my billing manager. So
you will. What was your favorite thing about working with me?
I think there's a clarity that you have that is just unapologetically wise, so that you're able to view what's happening from an outside perspective, but with a real sense of compassion. And I genuinely felt that you cared about me and what I was doing. So I would say that that's what I appreciated the most.
I do. I do. It's like I feel like I have all these not like children, but I could just have all these people in this group that holding this space for, and I genuinely care so much about all of you. What else would you say? Do you have any other comments or anything else you want to say about the program?
I'm just extremely thankful. I am extremely thankful for it, because it is an extremely difficult endeavor to create something from nothing. It's literally, you're creating something from nothing whenever you start this, and it's invaluable to have that support, and then also to have access to the curriculum afterwards, in case you did use the program as I did to find perspective, and then it's still going to return on that investment later as you go through the videos.
And I would have your team look at that content now as you bring those new people on and get them implementing it. You have that system to use with them.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for your time, Sheri. It was such a joy to work with you, and I really appreciate you sharing your experiences.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.